take you for a ride on my big green track. Wait a second. That's not right. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to, once again, Not Hartung Family Farms. Day 2, Shelby, Montana. Just leaving the town of Shelby. I'll tell you what, trains here are always going by. It's actually pretty cool. But BNSF's got a major railway. They got like 3 tracks that run through town and then a couple that go outside of town. But anyway, I'm heading up to Welker's to see what's going on today. I think they're going to start cutting spring week. They just dabbled in yesterday. I think they're going to go full force today, and there's some surprises coming on the farm, so we'll see what happens. Excuse me, sir. It says visitors by appointment only. I'm not sure if I have an appointment.
Well, you might be at the wrong place.
Shoot.
Do we like to have our appointments up the road?
Ooh, about 5 miles up the road?
Yeah, it's what we classified as our dump.
Oh.
That's where our trash goes. Stuff we don't care about.
Good morning to you too, Nick.
Yeah, so just turn the key to the on position. Yep, and then just leave it there. And then when it finally boots up past the loading, it'll get to your main.
So we have this basically similar things with our 7088. We always have to key on for like 5 seconds and then start it up. Otherwise, we'll get an error with this thing. So it might be something like that.
I just breaker and start it.
Oh.
So we should be good to go. So you can raise the header up, and then turn the parking brake off, and then we'll just take over the shop here, and I'll clean these windows off so they're a little nicer.
One thing that's different that always gets me sometimes when I'm driving a case to a Deere is they're opposite of this. So to raise it, you actually hit up.
Oh, do you?
What was your video game of choice back in the day?
Oh, well, if it was Xbox days, it was Halo. I was crazy
Halo.
That's all I played was Halo. But then when eventually it turned into Call of Duty, then I played a lot of Call of Duty. And then, yeah, let's do it there. You can park on it. I'll just grab the pressure washer. I'm just going to rig around and just hit these windows real fast. Clean them up in your mirror, because that way. And then what I can do is I can follow you with the pickup out there, ride with you for a second, get her set up. And yeah, so I'll be right there.
Well guys, they're trusting me in BEASTBINE. Are you kidding me? This thing, just look at the tires on this thing. It's crazy. Jeez. I'm looking forward to this, guys. So I'm running more than likely this thing all day, so it is going to be fun. So you guys are seeing what I'm seeing right now. 25 mile an hour down this really bumpy road. And honestly, it's really, really smooth in this cab. These LSWs are really, really nice. You can see, so I go on 24. But 45 foot wide, 24 mile an hour. Not a bad way to get around. It's much quicker than unhooking heads. So around here, they definitely don't unhook heads because you don't need to. And it saves you probably 10 minutes each way to unhook it, trailer it, pull it, rehook it back up. Saves you a lot of time. I'm just about there. I see Bob's already started cutting. I gotta catch up. Since actually I've never ridden one of these things at full speed before, it's actually not too bad. 24 mile an hour, pretty smooth. I feel like these LSWs make a big difference. I'm gonna ask Nick what PSI these things are at because I feel like the low pressure really makes a difference. But time to hop in and let's go. So I'm turning this thing off road mode. Gonna open up my.
Are you in the pickup, Nick?
Open up my hoppers. Yes, he is.
So yeah, you can pull the separator switch. Perfect. You're warmed up, so you can throttle her up. I think I have, which we can adjust real easy.
Yeah, so there's
yeah, you're at 29%, which that number changes all the time, so it's always changing. There could be some rocks. We didn't roll these fields for rocks, so there could be some big rocks here and there, but as long as you're getting the heads, I mean, that's the main part. We like, you know, a little bit of stubble like that, but if it's if the heads are that short, you just got to go lower.
So how fast should we push these machines? How fast should we run machines?
Well, honestly, in this kind of crop, you can go as fast as the header can cut the crop. So you can run 7 miles an hour if you wanted to, and it'll, as long as it's cutting, the combine will take it. It's not an issue on the combine side. Now, if we get into like 35, 40 bushel wheat, then you can't go that fast. Then you're probably back down to 4.5.
Then you get down to more.
Yeah. Yeah, 5, somewhere in that area, so no problem. But
well,
those,
I was actually impressed at how well these things broke down the road.
yeah,
What PSI are you running these?
I think he dropped them down to 25 or 22. They were at 27. They come at 50, and then you deflate them down. But yeah, I think he's got 22 or 25 on right now. Yeah, they're really nice. The other ones, the duals, just do this like chatter the whole time.
That's exactly right. Yeah, especially on this like kind of crown road too. Like that would just be a rough ride.
It's amazing how smooth they are. They're really nice.
How's the sand looking though?
Two white caps, really clean shaft wise. So we got a load auger. Oh, you pressed the wrong button.
I hit the wrong button. That's going to be a change. Okay, I'm going to keep the load auger in unless I'm...
Unfortunately, it doesn't start. The old combines I used to have would actually dump. And I didn't really? My dad would be like out in the field. I'd be like, Dad, you're unloading in the field. Like, what? You know,
it goes 10 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see those hills? It goes into Canada.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
That's a big field. Get out of your dad's way.
Yeah, we got at least, even though these fields are all the way length, we got to split them up because there's some of it's rented ground, some of it's the ground we own, and
makes sense.
So he'll cut it off at the 40-acre mark, and he'll run down that way, and then I'll get your GPS going too, so we can get some auto steer rolling. That's nice.
Oh yeah, that's what I.
This is our first combines without having that easy steer motor on it. Do you guys run auto steer?
Yeah, not on combines.
Okay.
On
I guess
sprayer.
He's gonna run down there, so we can just go in the field right here and start cutting.
Oh, sweet. You want to just cut
Yep,
down that way?
you can flip around and just start heading that way. Yeah, on combine, that's nice. I understand a row crop, it'd be hard to do.
So like what they make these things called they make these little feelers that you can put on your corn heads.
Okay. And
it's really, really nice. So basically your GPS you'll still set a GPS line, but your feelers will take a majority. They'll be your kind of your
well, that makes sense.
Your main
touch the crop as it goes along, right. To keep it centered.
Those are really slick. We don't have them yet. We talked about getting them. It's just
because they've been out for a while.
Yeah, they've been out for a while.
Okay. So, yeah, you can start her up.
Let's see what our settings are at.
Yes. And since there's coach along the edge, you can kind of keep a little bit of header out on the edge, just catch all that. And just
okay, so you want to catch that?
Yeah, I would get it clean. Almost go through the combine. It's not going to hurt anything. So we'll cut this north end off, and then we'll come down and cut this later.
Okay.
Normally we do 2 headland passes just to give you a buffer to turn around. So he'll probably cut back and do another one. If not, we can do it later too. Actually, no, yeah, cut straight. I do it. Just go straight. We'll cut the field in half in the center. We like this with 2 combines. We like to split the field in half, and then just work our ways to the end. That way the trucks can stay in the center.
That makes sense. There's Bob running. He's almost got a full grain tank. So we're looking at the grain tank right now. It's a little dirty. A little bit of white caps in it. We definitely want to get it a little cleaner. So I'm going to try a couple more things. I'm going to try and tighten down a couple settings, see if I can get it better. And then Nick's checking the losses right now. I'm going to go join him. Look, so we're seeing a little bit of heads that are on the ground, but
like that's a head that didn't even get tall enough to even get cut. Look at that thing.
Oh wow, yeah, it's a little shriveled.
Yeah.
It's 4 or 5 there. All right, well, I'll see how many rocks I can pick up.
Sounds good.
Finally, let's get some stuff done. So I think I'd be able to cut about 1 more down back, I'm guessing, before I'm full. They got some long fields here. Not sure exactly how they split it up, but it's pretty cool. 45-foot head, 6 mile an hour, close to 6. 80% engine load. We'll start picking that up. So the wheat's running anywhere from 10 to 20. It's not bad. This is kind of fun. We need to get on our combines back home. We need to get auto steer. We definitely don't need it like these guys do, but it'd be really nice to have it for when we do soybeans. And when we do corn, it'd be really nice to have like little row sense feelers. That'd be really nice. But take you for a ride on my big green track. Wait a second. That's not right. I feel so conflicted. So I got my full alarm halfway down on this pass, but I think a lot of it because I stopped in a hurry, so it kind of jerked it all forward. I'm assuming the sensors is forward. So I'll top out and see how full I actually am. I think I'm full. But... oh yeah. She's pretty full. She's got a little bit more room. Could have gone a little while longer, but full enough for me. But man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Love that. But Nick's just coming in the red peat right now. We're gonna fill her up. Yes. The flag on the end of the unload auger is just such a good idea. Oh, that was Nick's dad that brought that over. Now this is pretty cool. So Bob and I are still struggling with whitecaps a little bit. So what whitecaps are is they're basically with wheat that doesn't get threshed out of the hull. So you want wheat to be a pure grain. You want to get that trash out of there, but with whitecaps it doesn't get threshed all the way. So Bob and I are struggling a little bit because spring wheat doesn't have as much growing time, so it doesn't mature as much. So it's going to have a little bit tougher threshing time, as well as I was going to say, it's also early in the morning, so it's kind of hard. So you're always going to struggle a little bit with whitecaps in the morning because it's always tougher. But let's get rolling.
Crop here, but I've got my rotor running at over 1,000. Cotton scape set at about 7, and my lower sieve set at about 6 or 5. Using crop here, but I've got my rotor running at over 1,000. Cotton scape set at about 7, and my lower sieve set at about 6 or 5.
Yeah, it'll definitely help when we get into higher yielding stuff, that's for sure. But that's good to know. I'm right around where you're at. Talking on the walkie and videotaping at the same time.
Yeah, this stuff is just really hard. Mine is completely clean. Why are you setting it like a John Deere?
I just can't help it, you know. I just gotta take my expertise and see if I can help cases lost cause, but I guess it's not working very well. Keeps giving me crap because I work for Deere. It's like there's still a good amount of whitecaps in there. See if I don't up my rotor anymore. Cutting. We're cruising. I'm going 7. He's probably going at least 7. The sample's not terrible. It's not great, but I don't know. I'm playing with it. I'm at 1,000 rotor right now, so I'm really trying to thrash out these white caps, but it's just not working too well. So that's an alkali patch. I'm not sure that I just know about these from what Nick told me, but basically they just have a really high alkali salt brine content where it just never gets dry, and like you would sink a combine if you go into one of those things. So I'm gonna say no thank you to that, and I'm gonna cut back there, go dump with Senor Papa Welker. And we already finished this patch out. I don't know how much it was, 40 acres or so, but not too shabby. Try to get as much of this wheat as possible. Not much here, but. And so that green stuff is kochia weed. Apparently that stuff is just nasty. But it's a lot of fun, guys. Never harvested wheat of this scale though. Most I've ever harvested was an S670 with a 40-foot draper, and this is a Class 8 machine, an 8230 with a 45-foot draper and a MacDon draper. So, I don't know, I'm not sold on the MacDon draper yet, but it's not too bad, that's for sure. So, we'll go dump in the truck, and I'm gonna follow Bob. I think we're going across the road. Sweet. Gonna take out my auger, watch the flag fly, and just stare at these beautiful red beauties. And that red, white, and blue tees. Well, this one patch is done. Moving to this one right here. Kwanzaa where we unloaded wheat in, that last video was right there. But this patch is done. Taking these LSWs and BEASTBINE, heading to the next one. Knocking out acres today. So I'm cutting along right now, open up this new field, a little jackrabbit. Right there. So I'm cutting a little lower, watching for rocks, but I'm trying to get this kochia on the side, so they chem fallowed this, but Nick didn't want to spray too close to the wheat, so he left a little bit of overlap, so I'm just cutting right next to it just to kind of trim out as much as possible. And hopefully when I get done with this, I'm probably going to get out and dump the rock trap, just because I've heard a couple rocks slam. Ooh, this stuff is nasty. I just slammed the combine, got up to 110% engine load. But you gotta cut it, because these weeds will overpower them. At least that's what I'm told. Cutting a lot of weeds right now though, that's for sure. So look at that kochia. This stuff is nasty. I gotta watch my tailing so that they don't plug up in there. I mean, it's slugging the machine, that's for sure. This stuff is green and this stuff is nasty. I just hear it slugging. I don't know if you guys can hear it at all. So he said cut to the ditch. I'm assuming that's the ditch up ahead. I'm gonna cut this kochia off too. I'm assuming that is the ditch. Or is that the junk pile that Nick mentioned this morning? I don't know. I take that back. This is all kochia. Ugh. I'm just looking at what I'm spitting out the back, and it's a lot of residue. A lot of green residue. So talking with Bob, he does not want me to cut through this pure kochia. I would just spread weed seed everywhere. So he's just cutting through the middle. I'm gonna cut around this and open up this north side, and we'll keep rolling. But man, that kochia is some thick and nasty stuff. I'm just creeping along at 2 mile an hour, 2.5, because I don't know when I'll get a big slug, and green stuff does not go through combines very well. It'll slug material, and that's how you break stuff, that's how you plug stuff, and I don't feel like digging out a combine today. Sorry, Nick, I just don't. Nick, I don't know what you're complaining about. You don't have water. I'm seeing, look at that. It's a nice body of water right there. There's even ducks or something playing in it. Neat. Also, look how green my header is from all that kochia weed. Very, very, very green. Now you can really see that green header, as I think this is, whoa buddy. What in the world are you doing there, Nick? You're running over my wheat. Oh man, that's funny. So I'm just cutting this outside row. Got quite a bit of white caps in there. Not too bad. Still acceptable, but it's borderline. I'm hoping it will straighten itself out. I've about adjusted out as I can on the machine. Been some good wheat though, 25 bushel. Well, it looks better than what it's showing. It's a good stand. So funny story, I wish I had it on camera, but Leg Arms and Hollywood drove up and blared their horn at me. There was a little wheat, this patch of wheat sitting here. I threw it at Leg Arms, got them all full of weed dust. You gotta dump the rock trap, like I said before.
Usually always the wind is blowing the wrong way.
I was just gonna notice that, like it's actually not too bad.
And Ron, for some odd reason, you do encounter fire right here. This
Water
thing's ready to go, and then there's
where's the chemical one at?
the chemical in the back. So
Okay.
these things are pretty awesome. I love the water one.
The water one's nice.
We'll give the $3 and that way it'll be in the area just in case we have fire. So.
Sounds good.
It's got like 14 minutes. Yeah, that fire can be awesome.
Alright, just got the section fixed. Those two yahoos came and visited, so couldn't really get it on camera much. But found out you can't tighten these sections too tight, otherwise they'll shear, which was fun. But let's get rolling again. Let's start cutting some wheat. We got some cool stuff coming today. I'm actually going to get some something that has never even been released before. A brand new something that's not even released. So you guys are going to be in for a treat. Sorry guys, I didn't really do a good job of explaining why I decided to stop and change those. But basically, what I can see is right here, right in line, one of the knives, I can just see just a row of standing wheat, which basically that's called flagging. And when you do that, it basically means that the knife's not being able to cut it. So the full knife is basically cutting against a guard and it's snapping it like a scissors, basically. So when it doesn't, when you lose too much of your knife, you start flagging, you don't cut as much. So that's why you got to stop, because you want to even cut across this entire field. So, but yeah, we're back rolling again. Sample's looking decent. Bob's been cutting away. It's just a blast, guys. It's fun. Man, oh man. A lot of wheat being cut. A lot of wheat. Can't wait till the surprise gets here, guys. Hey, look, everyone, it's Brad. Hi, Brad. Farming, weed eating, thrashing, Hollywooding, slowing down because there's a lot more green undergrowth. Darn kochia. When I'm cutting patches like this, I just went through a little low spot right there. I really got to slow down. I'm going anywhere from 5 to 6, but when I hit that, I really got to slow down because those green.
Just talked to Scott. He's going to fire all this because we have to run and get some covers for this, for these concaves. So we'll talk about it when we get up there.
Update for you guys. It's about grub time. Scott's going to come pick us up. But we're just about done with this field too. We just got a little bit left over there, maybe 10 acres or so. With 2 45-foot headers, you can knock a lot of weed out in a hurry. Well, especially when I only got a half header width. I'm cutting as fast as this header will let me. So 7.5, 8. It's not doing too bad. But so we're gonna stop and go eat. But you can kind of see there's a low spot right here. What I was saying before, when you got the greens, when you got a lot of green coming through, it's wet, sticky material. It's just you can't go very fast through it. The rotor doesn't like that at all because you're squeezing into a tight spot. And the key with when you're threshing, I just realized I was pointing right here. The key with threshing wheat is you want to fill up the rotor. Your rotor wants to be filled up, that way you can press it tight against the concaves, and that's how you get your threshing. That's why you have really tight clearances. Like I have a clearance of 4 or 6 right now, it should be 5. Change that. Clearance of 5 and a rotor speed of almost 1100. So that's why you just gotta have tight and fast when you're threshing wheat. And especially with this, so we still can't get all the white caps out of this. So white caps are when you don't thresh the grain enough. So we might have to close off a couple concaves just to allow more threshing areas. So when you close it off, the first concave, it doesn't let grain escape so easily. It lets it stay in the rotor for another 1.5 foot or so. So we're gonna talk about that over lunch. But like I said, this is kind of cool, guys. The Welkers are literally treating me as a part of their operation. So I'm very blessed and honored. And it's just these guys are great. If you ever have a chance to meet them at farm shows, just stop up and talk to them. These guys are great. Bob, Nick, Scott, every single one of them are just awesome, fantastic to talk to. So definitely, if you get a chance, go ahead and swing by and talk to them. Just a disclaimer though, guys, I was invited up to their farm. I didn't just show up randomly. They always love talking to visitors, guys, but they are a working farm. They cannot just have any random person showing up. So unfortunately, like you said, guys, you have to be invited up to their farm. But like I said, I was very fortunate that they needed help for this day that I was around the area, so they invited me up. But just a quick disclaimer, guys, that you can't just randomly show up on their farm. I'm sure they would love to, but they got a job to do. Well, here comes Scott and the Fummins. Bob's parked, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to unload in the truck, and then let's go eat. So I can already tell I'm going to be splitting this video into 2, just so we're clear. I'm gonna have way too much footage. I mean, I'm already almost dead with this battery, so definitely gonna split this video into 2 here. So you're gonna have 3 videos actually technically 4 with the intro. 4 videos with Welker Farms. Hartung versus Welker. Hartung's with Welker. We're not versing at all. I'm actually helping him, but look at all the pollen on my head. That's just cool. Just cruise along, 6.5 mile an hour, like it's nothing. 14 bushel wheat.